Yo.
Yes, sir. 16.
Man, 16, man. You know what I'm saying? Sweet 16.
Yes, sir,
Yes,
man.
sir, you know.
319, too. Trying to get to 1,000, man. Y'all like, subscribe, follow.
It's coming soon, man. We about to get
All
there.
the
YouTube gonna
above,
start
man.
paying us, man.
Facts, man. Monetization. Let's get to
I'm
it.
telling you. So back to Better Left Unsaid. Your boy Shawn back in the building again.
Cash, Scoob, man. Y'all know who it is, man. Let's get to it.
Real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? We had some music drop. You know, this is when music was a little bit better. That Future.
Yeah, man. Classic, man. Goat level stuff,
You know what
man.
I'm saying? When Future's putting out some shit. So we got a few things
Goat
to talk
level
about.
stuff, man.
But you know, one of the people that you know produced this, happened to produce this right here.
Metro Boomin, man.
Metro Boomin. He dropped
Yes,
an album.
sir.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know
Yes,
a lot of
sir.
producers been dropping albums lately. You know.
Have they?
No, well, I'm sorry, I take that back.
Khaled.
Producers have dropped albums before,
Yeah.
but you know, Khaled just dropped his not too long ago,
Yeah.
and Metro just dropped his. What, Heroes and Villains?
Yeah,
2?
Heroes and Superheroes and Villains. No, this is the first one.
This is the first one.
Yeah,
Okay,
but this
okay.
is, I think, like 4th or 5th album, whatever.
Yeah, but definitely. So,
Yeah, man.
how you feel about it, man? Especially compared to like somebody who's put out like a DJ Khaled who had he makes number ones sometimes. I'm not gonna say his albums are great, but he's had decent albums. Some of them well received, some of them not. But he had some big songs. But how you feel about it?
I mean, it's a different. I mean, it's like it's different. It's hard to compare them to because they're one is actually like making the beat and the song and then working with the artist one on one.
Okay.
Then Khaled is more like just orchestrating like who is gonna be on the song.
He's
That's
an
kinda
outside
already
producer.
set,
Yeah.
So Metro always drops good music. I like his last album too. He had hits on there. I mean, it's Metro Boomin, man. It's Atlanta royalty at this point, man.
I completely agree.
Gave too many of our people hit. Thug, Future, 21 Savage. I mean, he basically like broke 21 Savage and all that. So
I completely agree.
he basically broke Future with that. I mean,
With that mixtape run,
as far as that mixtape run, so he helped the. I can't say you broke him, but I mean he was part of that maturation process. It's Metro Boomin, man. He's got to be another 2-3 years. I can't even say that because we got. But yeah, another 4 to 5 projects. He might be on the road to one of the greatest ever, man. But he's definitely had the.
Do you feel like he's top 10 producer?
What, right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, easily.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because I honestly, right now, I think he might be top 5 producer right now. Like, just right now. But, like, in the grand scheme of things, do you think he's top 10?
I mean, yeah, I would think so, but I mean that depends on how you counting it. I mean, because writers are you considering writers in that as well? Because I mean, if that's the case, the Dream would have to be included.
Let me say like
stuff, so.
more of the beat maker side of producer.
Yeah, of course. If it's just beat making, yeah, he might be the top. He might be the top beat maker
Ever?
No.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Grand
Oh,
scheme.
10,
not
top
right
10
now.
all time? No,
all time.
that's way too subjective to even call. I mean,
Okay.
is his career gonna be better than JD's? I mean,
I get
so
what you're
it's
saying, yeah.
already
Okay, completely agree.
Timberland. I mean, come on now, but
Yeah.
that's tough, especially hip hop. I don't know if hip hop will ever be outside of Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Kanye maybe, and that's a little
I
bit
think
more
Kanye's
diverse.
up there.
You know what I'm saying, as far as the hip hop R&B sampling element. So I don't know.
Definitely
That's hard to tell.
So yeah, I feel the same way because it's hard to me. It's definitely hard to like compare it to DJ Khaled, but I feel like this was like Metro made a album as if he was a rapper. To me, it was more clear, concise. Like it had it almost had one sound across. Yeah. And so it all kind of blended together. Yeah. Yeah. And so I definitely appreciate that, especially coming from a producer. You hear like DJ Khaled. His songs would be from here to here, and then all types of shit going on. It's like he's trying to get to the, like if me and you on the same song, he's trying to put both of our styles together. But then the next song that we have is gonna sound completely different.
He's like a who can I think of? He's like a Russell Westbrook, right? You know what I'm saying? He just takes a lot of shots.
Yeah. And then some of them go in, some of them don't.
Right, and when you're shooting that high of a volume, you got that high of a usage as far as like who you can pull from. Your numbers gonna look inflated, but as far as the quality, as far as the winning aspect, I think Metro Boomin picks his spots a lot better. So
he definitely does.
Be a lot more efficient with his shit.
And I think it definitely matters when you're actually, because I'm not gonna say that DJ Khaled's not a beat maker, but he has more beat makers in there than he's doing it himself. From what I've seen.
Yeah, from what I've heard,
Yeah, so I mean, Metro's actually in there fucking doing the shit.
Yeah.
And so I think that really takes, that means that has a little bit more weight to it when everything can sound the same.
think you also got to give Metro Boomin credit because I mean he's working with the same people he's been working with for 10 years too. So it's not like he's just choosing random people. He got chemistry with these people already.
I was just
DJ Khaled's like getting pretty much anybody that's hot
right now.
You know
He'll get some people that he's already worked with who was like at the top of their class. You know, the Wayne, the Jays, maybe the Ross, and then he'll get. Let me get who's ever hot.
Right.
Lil Baby, Dirk,
Roddy Ricch, or whoever on that song. So and it's not to say he doesn't produce. I mean, because that Lil Baby. The Dirk song was
every chance I get, that shit be crazy,
But as far as like the consistency, the quality of it now, it's not even close, bro. It's Metro.
I completely agree. On the music too, you know, we talked about this person.
Oh shit! Man. Before we even get to that, let's even get right to it. So you got Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Look up DJ Quick. What he said about Dr. Dre.
Oh, I just seen that.
Yeah. So
before we get to that serious part. Because we talked about this person last time. What's it called? Sweetie put out a snippet.
I don't know. Can you play that? Because that's like might be. I don't know. That's off Instagram. I don't know. It's not out yet, so I guess.
She played a snippet. I don't even want to play real quick. I just want to. I'll play it. Did you hear it?
That's one of the biggest songs ever, too. A lot of people don't even know that's like shit.
That is one of the biggest songs.
Fire.
And let me see if I can find it. So you heard it though, right?
Yeah, I heard Sweetie, Miss 2K herself, the new 2K. They said 2K trash now. She the new face of 2K. You know what I mean? She is. She new face of 2K. And it's crazy because she was looking crazy in that snippet too. Like, we might even put the clip in it just so y'all can see the hairstyle and the background and all that. She was looking a little out of her, you know what I mean?
In an icy world, where you taste it. Congratulations, you can buy me here and find me anywhere.
It actually started off like I was like, okay, where's this gonna go? Hey, yo, her hair looks insane.
She looks crazy, but alright, we've heard of it.
Yo, you don't even rap like this, bro.
She can't even perform the song.
She didn't know what to do.
But whatever, man. We gonna first of all, what's your thoughts?
All right.
She's coming off the very disappointing and underwhelming performance of her return to music.
So this is underwhelming. But yo, listen, I said this. Me and you had a conversation about this, and I'm gonna say it out loud. We have about 300 or so subscribers, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've had a few of our joints got like 1,000 views, 300, 500 views, right? If me and you put out an album, we can sell 2,000.
Yeah.
I'm right now. We can put out an album and sell 2,000.
Yeah.
To me,
I will buy half them shit.
I definitely will. Whatever.
I'm not going out. Like that.
Listen, I'm not going out like that. But
it embarrass me.
There's no way in the world that. You know what? To me, her best music was simply off those samples. Right? Her hottest songs were off of those samples.
Shit.
The Blow the Whistles, the My Neck, My Back shit.
Yeah, My Neck, My Back, yeah, so.
And then Tap. Oh yeah, then the Tap In and then whatever my type. Oh, the E40 joint. Cool. I'm cool with the samples for her because that's what you made your singles off of.
Yeah.
But you don't rap like that. You can't even, you performing it can't even keep up with this. You know how many takes she probably did for that?
Yeah, I think, I blame T-Pain. I blame T-Pain for this shit, man.
T-Pain?
I blame T-Pain.
Tell me why.
T-Pain is the reason people go into the studio and make a song with no real vision for what they're gonna sound like when they perform stuff. These people can't rap in real life and they can't sing in real life. T-Pain made that shit cool to be able to do that.
T-Pain can actually sing a little bit though in real life.
That's not the point. All his music has auto-tune on it for a reason. And that made people think, oh, I could just put auto-tune on my shit. But what's gonna happen when I go to this live show?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So this is. I mean, come on, T-Pain, that's enough, man. You owe the music game reparations for what you did. This is an abomination. You got Sweetie can't even enunciate her sentences to be rapping at that speed. Why are you rapping with that velocity? You sound crazy. You can't rap.
This might have been the fucking shit that Quavo probably wrote for her during the time they was together. And now she putting it out. If you heard that flow that she couldn't get out, and she was like, "Well, it's a sample. Maybe I can get back to where I was hyped at for the sample." Like, yo, take that shit back. Don't ever let that drop.
This is why. Shout out to Swiss Beats and Timbaland. This is why verses is so important, because you can actually see the importance of a performance going with the music that came out. Omarion ruined this whole goddamn catalog.
Oh my gosh! It was
ruined
eating watermelons and stuff.
And people in the so-called loser clown that was getting shitted on, Bow Wow rap the fuck out them songs. Like a professional rapper.
He went to against Soulja Boy, right?
Yes.
He went to work.
Rap the hell out them songs.
He went to work.
So it's just like, come on, sweetie, man. I mean, and then the song, like, what is the vision you're going for? Now of course, it's going to be audience for TikTok and little girls, because that's that sound. That's what that song came out, and Barbie dolls and all this shit going crazy. Like, come on.
My thing is too, if you're gonna go, part of that TikTok and all of that shit, right? They usually have, most people that have a TikTok and shit like that sound, they have like a bar or something where they can take and insert it here, do a little dance or do a little something where it's gonna keep going on and on. Rapping like that, we ain't gonna hear shit you just said.
Well, I don't think they're gonna get to the verse.
Oh, we're just gonna get to
the hook. Yeah,
I'm an icy girl.
Routine joint.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's so. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Stick with that. Don't put that shit out.
I mean, yeah, she. In all honesty, we had this, and we probably gonna get to this another time. She's in the conversation for worst rappers of all time. She definitely is. She's in a conversation now. It's gonna take some time to get that list together.
We definitely gonna get that list, and we're gonna come to y'all with it. But
it's a large percentage of New York rappers on that list. We're gonna start with Bobby Shmurda. Bobby Shmurda is the worst rapper that has ever come out and been recognized as a hot rapper in New York. He is terrible. He's trash. There's no defense for Bobby Shmurda. There's no way he should have been that hot.
Why not?
For this long.
Trinidad James.
I mean, I'm saying, let me add on to it for this long.
Okay.
Trinidad James didn't have that run.
Yeah, he did. Well, Trinidad James would get locked up and hold it down for his boy.
It's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't do that. But
Bobby Shmurda is horrendous. So I don't even know who's worse between those two.
He's really bad, and I went back and tried to listen again. First of all, you know what's crazy? As a New York rapper, I don't understand some of the shit. I don't even understand what he's saying.
Shit, French Montana too.
But French Montana, he's put out better music than that.
I'm talking about to understand what he's saying.
Oh yeah,
like he slurs.
Yeah, he does. French Montana's a weird sounding motherfucker, but yeah, he's weird as shit, bro. But I mean, let's stay on the West Coast.
Okay.
So I pulled it up. You know.
Yeah, go ahead. What are we talking about now?
He's actually famous. He's big for what he did, especially on the West Coast. DJ Quick.
First of all, I don't even like that introduction. It's one of the greatest.
He is. He's one of the greatest
musicians of all time.
But I understand. But I'm saying he's extremely huge on the West Coast for a long time.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but I mean, he's like a legendary. He's yeah.
Yes, definitely Mount Rushmore of West Coast producers alone.
Top two. Easy. But DJ Quick, read this first statement he put on Twitter. I know it's early, but I deserve to be where Dre is. I don't think it's fair, but I understand why. I've never had a machine behind me that always hurt my friends more than it did me. My friends have come to me in confidentiality to say, do your music like you want to. Just be DJ Quick. People love that shit. Hold on, am I done? This doesn't need to be on a podcast. Sorry, it's already here.
Don't try to call us out. Don't try to stop it. Don't try to stop this before it comes, because you know you was wrong for that shit.
Yeah, this doesn't need to be on the podcast because you have fire starters who want to spin everything to get more ratings.
See, we just talking about this shit 21 Savage. Nobody spun nothing when you said that about y'all are saying this
stuff, you said this,
and you don't want to be held accountable for your words.
You said this and went back.
We reading it.
Hold on. But the truth is, I love Dr. Dre like a big brother. One I never had. It pains me when people pit us against each other.
Who is pitting? First of all, DJ. First of all,
well, no, I ain't done. There's no automatic winning lottery ticket for everyone. Period. On this planet, you get what you want, but it's what you do with what you have been given to work with that makes you a star. Wait, hold on. I know I'll never be as popular as I need to be.
How many tweets is it, for God's sake? Because you're reading an essay right now, bro. It's like a farewell essay.
About to be done. I know.
And why is it so well written? Why is his diction so damn good? What is DJ Quick? What is his education level? Why is he writing?
Publicists write this.
Exactly.
It's the last two right here. I know I'll never be as popular as I need to be, but I have tens of artist superstars. And when they shine, I just smile. The janitor doesn't get all the glory, but he keeps the backstage clean as a triage.
What are you talking about?
Last one. This is not a meltdown. I'm just expressing myself as neutrally as I can.
First of all, we can start with the most obvious thing. First of all, you went from comparing yourself to Dr. Dre to compare yourself to a janitor. Now, first of all, we got to discard everything that took place,
bro.
Because we don't even know what your state of mind when you saying these things, DJ Quick.
Hey,
and this is the type of stuff that make legends get disrespected.
It did, but mind you, he pulled the Kanye, right? Like a day or so before that, right? Months before that. He said, yeah, it was a month before that, but he said that he said, I have something to say, but I'm drunk right now. I'll get back to it. So this is one day ago that he wrote this, right?
Yeah.
Before that, he said, on 11/17, that's November 17th, it's like, I'm going to say something tomorrow because I have been drinking, but drinking brings out the emotion in you. Let me compose it, and I will holler at everyone tomorrow. Peace. P.S. No bad news in the morning from anyone.
So this was a well thought out, pre-planned series of events.
Listen, when y'all see this, it's going to be, today is technically Wednesday. This is December 7th, right? Y'all going to see this.
Man, look.
Yeah, I had to see what date it was. How many days from now? All right, when y'all see this, it's going to be December 11th, right?
They might say it tomorrow. Shit.
Oh, yeah. We're going to put out a clip of this tomorrow. So, mind you, this is December 7th that we're talking about this.
Yeah.
He said this November 17th. That's why it was so well written.
Okay.
That's why it's so well written, bro. He wrote that shit on a piece of paper, and you know,
right.
He did his pre-draft. You know, when your teachers look at it and they correct it, say
draft,
yeah, definitely.
That was his final draft that he submitted for review. Now we got it's several layers to this. Number one, I don't know your state of mind, DJ Quick. You didn't make sense. You went from one. Okay, cool.
Maybe he was drunk again.
Next thing, I need to know what you mean by I need to be where Dre is. Where is Dre? What are you defining as Dre? We haven't heard or seen Dr. Dre in 20 years. Are you just referring to his money? What do you think he means by that?
All right, so let me say this, right?
People have been complaining about Dr. Dre refusing to release music for 15, 20
years. Ever since the Chronic 2001.
So you can't be talking about status.
Well, to an extent. Here's why I say that, right? How is Dre regarded in this music world, right? People have been begging for, Detox? That shit is supposed to have been coming out since the Chronic 2001. You done had every rapper in the world talk about Detox. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? From Kendrick to Drake to every single rapper talking about Detox supposed to come out, right?
Yeah, he made him. I mean, he fucking did NWA, of course.
So, his legendary status, when you mention Dr. Dre, you see people like, take it back to when Diddy and JD was going about it, about the versus shit. Diddy was talking about he'll go against Dr. Dre. Mm-hmm. And he say a word. People hear the Dr. Dre name, it's a status behind it. It's Dr. Dre. It's like, I mean, you could think about all the legendary producers. You have the Swiss, the Diddy's, the Timbalands, the JD's, the Pharrells, the Kanye's. But it's like, feel like a lot of people don't get to the Dre status. You know, you have like even like people who like DJ Premier, Clark Kent,
First
RZA.
of all, stop it. So you lost me.
You lost me. If you don't know music, it's cool.
And that's the same thing I can say about DJ Quick. So they're in the same tier as that. Don't nobody around the country know DJ Premier shit like that.
Know Premier.
Them first 5 or 6 is the reason you got to them last. It's the reason you mentioned them last. Now you lost me. Them first 5 or 6 you named, those are universally regarded as the alpha.
Yeah, no, you're right. But I'm saying like those, even those people who have made it worldwide, who's been going crazy, it's like a lot of people feel like they haven't reached the Dr. Dre joint. So I feel like that's maybe where he's going. Like, yo, I put that work in like Dr. Dre. I made these hits like Dr. Dre, but you ain't Dr. Dre. You ain't make them hits like Dr. Dre. You ain't put out NWA.
You didn't do it.
You ain't put out NWA.
Put out a lot, but you didn't make the first gangster rap group.
Let me just say this, right? There's a few names that I can name for Dr. Dre. I mean, whatever.
Before Dr. Dre?
No, I'm saying names for Dr. Dre.
Oh, for Dr. Dre.
Yeah. So you have NWA, right? Mm-hmm. You know, of course. Then you have Snoop Dogg, right? Then you have Eminem, right? Mm-hmm. Then you have 50. Right? Huge. I mean, global.
Yeah.
I mean, to this point, Eminem is still probably one of the highest selling rapper.
No, he is.
He is the highest selling rapper. 50 is still doing tours around the world. Yeah. He's not even doing tours in America. He's doing tours around the world. Yeah. Then we ain't mentioned Kendrick.
You didn't even say the game.
We ain't say the game. We ain't talking about how Snoop Dogg's probably one of the most recognizable rappers ever.
Because
of Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
DJ Quick, who you put out that's
well,
any of those?
We're not gonna be disrespectful now. See,
no, I'm saying no. I'm saying, but who have you put out that's on that level of these people that you're saying?
What I'm saying is,
no, go ahead, say it.
This is where stuff gets tricky because the same thing that happened with Diddy and JD conversation.
Okay.
Just because you're not as familiar with their catalog doesn't mean they're not comparable.
Okay.
So what happened when that Diddy JD conversation came up? People quickly forgot. You don't want to compare record sales with that diamond man in the South, P. Diddy. That's one thing you got to be careful of.
Yeah, I agree.
We can talk about the biggies and all that, but we talking about arguably the greatest R&B album ever, and cemented him as one of the greatest R&B acts in history with Usher.
Ooh,
so you got to be careful. We want to talk about Mariah Destiny's Child now. We got to be careful. Mm-hmm. So that's the point I'm trying to make. DJ Quick, if you go to the West Coast, they're gonna have more of the information and the knowledge to feed into that conversation as far as his catalog.
Well, that's why I didn't say. I just said who has.
Now the point I'm trying to get to, you from New York,
correct?
I'm from the South,
correct.
We still look at Dr. Dre the same way. You know why? You know why? Because your catalog does not determine how people view you. When you in the business of selling people a image, music, anything to consume, they determine who's on what pedestal. It's a lot of people in the South that think Nas is overrated. Jay-Z's overrated.
Think Jay-Z's overrated, yeah.
My point, the people chose them to be the GOATs in the GOAT conversation.
I completely agree.
Some people think Tupac wasn't the best rapper. It don't matter. They still gotta mention him when they ask anybody's top 5. Those 3 people are gonna be in everybody's.
I mean, and same thing with Big.
Exactly.
They compare Tupac and Biggie all the time, but yeah, they may not think either one of those 2 are the best rappers. Hey, the world has said, hey,
exactly.
These are the 2 people. These 2 people have been dead, and Big put out what, 2 albums?
2 albums, yep.
Nah, I mean,
which would immediately remove him from the conversation of GOATs if we're being serious. But he didn't choose to be the GOAT. The people put him there.
Tupac, I don't know how many albums he put out, but Tupac's been dead for damn near 30 years.
Yeah.
Damn near 30 years almost, and you can't go without saying a top 5 without saying Tupac.
Exactly. I mean, because if that's the case, Snoop Dogg could come out himself and say, if we being honest, I feel like I should be regarded as Jay-Z and Nas and Pac and all them. My catalog been going on for 20 years, and I've been making hits for 20 years. A lot of them can't say that.
To the point, Nas can sit here and say, I've put for 30 years now, I've put out records. I've got a Grammy at the 30th year in my career, and I've been putting out a bunch of this. I should be regarded as the best of all time.
Lord have mercy if Andre 3000 want to come out and say something to the rest of these rappers.
And regardless of what he put out,
that shit gonna stop music every time he raps. So, point we trying to make is, you can't compare yourself, my brother. That's the thief of joy. You're always gonna be miserable with your position if you're gonna be comparing yourself to somebody that's above you. You in music, bro. You don't determine what people are gonna like and what they're gonna dislike, what they think is great and what they think is trash. Man, that's for the people to decide. That's why you give it to them. Once you give it away, it's theirs. It's ours to make our decision.
Let's put it in an example like this for me, right? Think about how we just played that Sweetie, right? Not comparing them at all, but we played that Sweetie. You can get it. Remember Sweetie's first her hits that she had, right?
Yeah.
That shit wasn't good, but the world determined the impact and whatever she had. The world determined this is good enough that she should be recognized. Oh my gosh, we love her.
Yeah.
You would go back and you'd be like, yo, this shit's not good.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Hey, I'm putting out something. She probably thought that little last shit that she put out, that probably thought it was good. Right. But the world said no. It could have been a total different thing if everybody came into agreement. Oh, this is good again.
Right. Yeah.
And then there would be people in the background saying, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
I should be where she at." Da 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 da. You gotta do what you gotta do.
So I'm saying, man, it's not just me. That's the thing, bro. It's not just about music. It's a music business. You have to sell something for people to be affected by what you putting out, bro. That's why everybody always argues with, well, numbers are fake, numbers don't matter, and they just talk about the art of the album. Because it's two different things, my brother. You can feel like it's great, but if nobody heard it,
it don't matter.
So I mean, come on, DJ Quick, and now some hating shit. Like, knock it off.
That was. I didn't like the way you said that. I look at him as a big brother.
Don't.
You know what I'm saying? I should be.
Why are you talking about your big brother like that? If that's the case, he should swing on you when he see you. You know, y'all probably live near each other.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, same state.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. You know what I'm saying? You know, and Drake be working out, so I don't know.
Neighborhood a little different, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
just a slightly different, you know.
Just saying. But anyway, man, y'all gotta stop it. This is the problem. This is how shit gets started. This is how shit leads to other things, because people be envying, jealous of other people's positions.
That's
but
where
it's seen this shit a million times in real life.
That's where a lot of this shit happens. Because I envy you. Oh shit, he shouldn't have that. I should have that. Yeah. He shouldn't be doing this. He shouldn't be with her. He shouldn't be having this.
Yeah.
I want that. Bro, why don't you do your due diligence and be happy with your life?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Me and you ain't the same person. We live two different lives, but
exactly.
I ain't gonna say, oh shit, dog, why you got them shits on, dog?
Yeah.
You know,
nasty,
vice versa.
man.
Like, come on, man. Yo, be happy for your people.
Who raised y'all, bro? Just celebrate the success. You know what I mean? You're a legend too. You done things a million people ain't never done, never will do. You're a legend. You're great.
There's 8 billion people in the world.
Like, come on, bro.
There's one you, DJ Quick.
So I'm saying,
be happy about
this
that.
This is nasty behavior. I'm not gonna diss him, but come on, Quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, just stop it.
You gotta do better.
Only reason I won't diss you because it was very well written.
His publicist went crazy.
This
with
is
that,
one of the
dog.
better rants I've seen.
It was because it almost didn't feel like a rant.
Exactly.
The way I was reading that shit, I almost stumbled on words that was there, and I was like,
exactly.
For real?
All right. Quick. It wasn't a quick read, but yeah. I mean, we gotta stop it, bro. Love to Dr. Dre, one of the greatest ever. Love to DJ Quick, one of the greatest ever. You know what I mean?
You know, legends.
Don't leave it at that, man.
Legends. All right, bro. So we got a few things to talk about here in our community. Part of our community. One thing was, before I get into like the other way, Deion Sanders.
Ooh, hot topic, man.
Deion Sanders.
Yes,
became
prime
the coach
time
of,
himself.
Yep. Became the coach of Jackson State
3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
HBCU.
Definitely, he put HBCUs like kind of on the map a little bit. No, he did, but I'm saying he raised awareness for them, like sports wise. Did he not? Especially in football.
Continue what you saying, my brother.
In my opinion.
Continue what you saying.
And now he's taking his talents on to a major D1 school, in Colorado, and people
Colorado University.
Yep, and people are hating on it for him. People are not happy about his decision to come to Jackson State, and then now leave out for a big school.
Yeah, people are calling him a sellout.
Mm-hmm.
Fraud, scam artist, all the above. People are upset. I mean, I would think both sides have a pretty valid argument, but I definitely understand fans of Jackson, staff of Jackson, student body of Jackson State being upset with him leaving after such a short stint.
Okay.
He did do what he came to do. Well, what he promised to do. Got some recruits to the number one recruit in the world to that HBCU, which should change the landscape for how college football works when it comes to getting the best of the best.
Agree.
Got them a TV contract.
Agree.
I think, which has never been done before, on ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
Upgraded some of the facilities.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's prime time. He
took his salary and did that.
Yeah, led them to their first undefeated season, 2 back-to-back championships, SWAC championships. He did everything he promised to do.
Got him an endorsement deal with Under Armour as well.
Under Armour, yep. Got them some real equipment. He did a lot for that school. he invested in that school, so which makes it even more understandable why people would be upset that you're leaving all this behind.
I have a different take on that, but
okay, go ahead.
I have a different take on that simply because, to me, because I did invest and I did everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time for you. I came here when you guys are down and I lifted you up.
Right.
So I'm gonna leave you while it's up, and now you progress from there. In my mind,
it's not typically how it works, but you can imagine that.
Yeah, you can imagine that. I think it's different, But also, I mean, as much people want to say whatever they want to say, sometimes it is about the money. Sometimes you want to. It's a few. To me, it's two things, right? He did it for the school, but also this is about you too. Now I'm getting my coaching bag. I was a player, and now I want to get to coaching. So now I have to be, at some point in time, you have to think about yourself. No matter what you're going to do. There's a lot of things. No matter what you do in this world, no matter what, I feel like
you're changing the direction of it. Let's just stick to what happened.
What I'm saying, no matter what you do in this life, sometimes you're going to think about yourself. So what he did at some point.
Who said he wasn't already doing that at Jackson? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Changing the direction.
Yeah, but I'm saying, in terms of, people Matt, I have to do for myself what I feel like, hey,
changing the direction.
I took the coaching job here,
sir.
And I was doing this, but now I've reached this level when I feel like I can do more. Now I'm going to do more and try to do more and get to a bigger stage and go here.
Okay.
I feel, hey, that's like saying hey, I'm playing at this high school and I'm just doing XYZ, I'm killing it, I'm getting people that film in the high school because I'm the biggest recruit, but this is cool. Let me go to this big high school now. Or, I'm a D1 recruit and I'm here and now I'm getting acknowledged for this school, but it's this ain't really doing it for me. I want to go here.
All right.
That's just my thing. I mean, listen.
Now, so would you categorize this as a step up for him? Leveling up for him? Because that's the way you described it. You said he's going basically summed up, you said he's going on to do bigger and better things.
In terms of salary, yes.
I didn't ask about
No. Here's what I'm about to say.
Okay.
In terms of salary, yes. However, to an extent, it's iffy only because, to me, Colorado isn't a big football-known school.
But that's what you described it as. You said he went to a big
but I'm saying
D1
it's
school.
bigger than Jackson State.
In what sense?
Terms as in far recruits, money-wise, they're a bigger known school. He did everything he made Jackson State what it was. Jackson State didn't have the endorsements and TV deals before that.
You kind of making a point.
Colorado did.
So is it about the school or is it about the personnel and the funding and the attention that comes from him?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
But, I mean, I personally, if I'm Deion Sanders, I'm weighing my options simply for, this is just me personally, right?
I just want you to answer.
I answered the question.
Do you think he leveled up by going to Colorado? You described it as him taking on bigger and better things. Do you consider him leaving Jackson to go to Colorado a level up for his collegiate football career?
A half a level up, yeah.
So, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So, what are you measuring it by? Strictly the salary? So, what is the half?
No, also because I feel like, matter of fact, I'm going to pull it up real quick just so I can make sure I don't say nothing wrong. But in terms of coaching-wise, you're going to be playing more of the top rather than, the SWAC division. You're not playing anybody to get that notoriety. You're not going to sit here and you're not in the SEC, the ACC type thing. You're not Big 10, Pac-12. So in your division, yes, I look at it as a great coach here, but now let me go coach against Alabama. Let me go coach against Auburn.
So what does that mean for him? How is that?
How is that for him? Now he gets to show that I wasn't just, hey, I just didn't get the top recruits in the best team in this division. I can actually go somewhere else and make that impact the same. Now he gets to show that is he really a real coach, or is it the fact that he went to a really lower tier school, a high tier and a low tier school, and a low tier division, and just make them succeed?
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question. So, are you familiar with Jerry Rice?
Yes, of course. One of the greatest
Where
wide
would you-
receivers.
What would you have him ranked as a wide receiver in NFL all time? Just give me around. You don't got to give me a figure. Top 5, top 10, top what?
Probably, give or take, top 7.
Okay, so that's
And
that's a product for HBCU. So that's not a Division I school.
Okay.
Shannon Sharp again.
Yeah.
Top 10 tight end all
Tight
time.
end. Mm-hmm. Product of a
HBCU. Walter Payton. So we got examples of everything that you saying not necessarily making a difference in the end result of people's careers.
I got you.
Right? So when people say this Colorado school is a step up or bigger than Jackson, how are you measuring it? Because the only way it would have to be measured is financial.
Yeah, agreed.
A lot of people used the explanation of that he wasn't getting the funding. He had to do this for the school out of his own pocket. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. That's how it works. So when you start a business, you have to fund it. You don't open a restaurant and it's McDonald's.
Right.
You know what I mean? It doesn't. That's not how things start off. You've been there for 3 years. What did you expect to happen in a 3-year time span that you're going to be able to get on the level of, well, the quote unquote level of these D1 funded programs?
And I feel like now his thought is that he don't have to do that anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I'm not asking what his thought was. I'm saying the way y'all are describing it as a level up. See, change the narrative. What I'm saying is y'all are giving credence to that. This is an inferior status that he's in. And he went from something lower to something higher. The first thing you mentioned was that he's the salary. Correct?
That was one first thing.
So that is the literal definition of selling out.
Okay.
By that explanation, correct?
So hold on. Let me ask you a question real quick, right?
Okay.
If you your job now, right? Making decent money. And say you were like the backbone of that job, right? Oh, take it back. Remember when we was working together, right? Mm-hmm. We kind of started that whole little part here in Atlanta.
Okay.
Now, moving up. Now you take a job that's making more and that's bigger. You're a sellout for that?
All right, cool. So I would not be a sellout. You know why? Because I didn't go to an all-black company, build it up, and left them for dry when a white company came and offered me more money.
Are you leaving them for dry?
You didn't equate what Deion Sanders did to what I would be doing.
But I'm saying
because that's not a company.
Are you leaving them for dry?
Based off what usually happens. So, for example, it's a reason that people burned LeBron James' jersey. He came to a terrible organization. He built them up. And as they said, he left them dry. And you know what happened? It didn't sustain that. It went right back down. They did the same with Kevin Durant. He came, built them up. It went right back down. That's why they applauded Russ so much. Because he tried to keep them in a reasonable level. But it wasn't what it was when KD was there. So when people say, oh, he built a platform for somebody to come in behind him, that's not how things work if we look at the history of it. So everything that people are using to justify his move, quote unquote, up, is the same thing that people use to basically define, well, would you gonna take $300,000 a year or $5 million a year? That's called being a sellout by definition. By definition, you're selling out. You're compromising your morals, integrity, and your vision for what's supposed to be something larger than you for a position, a glorified position, and a paycheck. Now, we can see what's going to come of what he does at Colorado. I find it hard to believe that he's going to have the same level of influence on that school as he was Jackson State University.
I completely agree.
You know what I mean? So,
I completely agree. I mean, don't get me wrong. I hold on. They said, calling someone a sellout, a person who betrays a cause, organization, or the like. Informal, a person who compromises his or her personal values, integrity, talent, or the like for money and personal advancement. Look at you,
you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I'm outside with my definition, etymology, I be reading dictionaries and all that. That's neither here nor there. The point is, I understand both sides, but I think to call him a sellout is a reasonable description. Only if I don't know the real reason behind why he went to Jackson State and why he's going to Colorado. You see what I'm saying?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That was my next thing because I don't know. I personally don't know the reason. Yeah, the optics, and that's always
to be the money.
That's always going to be the optics.
Yeah,
but I mean, so we don't know what's the reason why he going to.
And that's what I'm saying.
Colorado, because I mean, to me, what it looks like outside, like you said, the optics. The reason why he went to Jackson State was for a honorable reason. You know, HBCUs aren't, you know what I'm saying, getting acknowledgement. Let me raise this up.
Raise the legacy, raise the attention, raise everything associated with HBCU. So that way we're not looking at it as something that's less than. There's very few, quote-unquote, prestigious HBCUs in the country.
Yeah, because, I mean, these HBCUs
you could have been a reason for adding another one. Exactly.
These HBCUs not like... And you know what? You know, a lot of people, and I've talked to people who I went to school with, a lot of people don't even know that a lot of these HBCUs are D1 schools.
And that's the point I'm making.
People didn't even know that Howard is a D1 school. Like, Howard's a huge D1 school, but they're a D1 school. You know, things like that. So, I mean, his initial take on that to go to Jackson State was honorable. Now, what's the reason of him going to Colorado? Because I think Colorado was the only team that offered him something. I think it was one more other team, but he didn't look at it or whatever. But so I feel like there's maybe there's a gap of information that's missing that we may not know, and we may never know that. But listen. What would you have done?
I would much rather have that legacy that I need a statue for this the school for the city of Jackson, Mississippi. I'm bringing in. I remember they said LeBron went to Cleveland. $500 million of revenue to that city came solely because of his success with that team.
Okay,
cool. I need that same thing. I want to be responsible for building something that's going to withstand the test of time. So that's me. If I have to, number one, he's very successful. He's already rich. Cool, but again, I don't know why he went there. But if it was me, my money's taken care of, my kids are taken care of, and I got the power. My son's quarterback, my other son's a safety, my daughter's on the basketball team. Like, I have full control
of that entire school.
Over the vision of it, over the way the attention. I got too much influence over this to go to somewhere. If he believes he's going to get that same thing there, that's another thing. But for me, I would definitely want. I'm getting the city renamed after me. I'm getting the school renamed after me. What you mean? Are you serious?
Sanders State University, dog.
Are you serious? Yeah, I want to stand for something. It's bigger than just money, bro. Especially when I already made all the money in the world. Your athletes, they talk all this shit after they made $100 million. It's easier to then.
Well, when I was in school, it may have changed now, but at a point in time, I believe it was like 80 to 90% of black athletes went broke after their first 5 years of retirement. Yeah,
that's not Deion Sanders. That's irrelevant.
We don't know that.
We do know that because he did an old interview explaining that.
Okay.
I said on 100 plus acres of land and all this shit. He had a whole TV show like on his house, whatever.
I mean, if he did that we don't know what his money out right now.
I'm talking about he did an interview when he accepted the role at Jackson State University.
We don't know his. Nah, but I'm just saying, you know, if that was ever a case where money came up. So
I mean, it's never been a time in history where rich people don't want more money. So it would be null and void. I mean, we see NBA players holding out, we see NFL players holding out because of the difference between $40 million and $45 million. So
I mean, you see what Aaron Judge did. He had he had a contract for $293 for 7 years. He held out, he betted himself, and now he got 9 years for $360 million.
That's my point. So a lot of stuff, it always goes back to the money at the end of the day, bro. That's why people who are so selfless are held in such high honor. But I mean, this is what it is. I see both sides of it. Like I said, I would speak more aggressively towards Deion if I knew this was strictly for money. But I got to be fair to him, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what he was. I don't know what his plan was. I wasn't,
And my thing is too, like, of course, I think with bigger schools that have bigger resources and that have the money, they're gonna pay you more. But this might be one, like you said earlier, he might think that he can get that team that may not be as good I can get you here now. I did this here. I can really make this team really good. It might be a coaching thing.
It might be.
It might be a coaching thing, a culture thing, because who knows? But
it's also another. It's another topic about like
having
having your own versus trying to integrate and make it. That's a whole nother thing. But hey, what else we got? What else we got?
Yeah, all right. Last question before we get off of this. Do you think he'd be successful?
What do you define as successful for Deion Sanders?
What Jackson State was ranked at one point.
They was what?
Ranked in top 25 of.
They went 12-0 this year.
Yeah, they won.
They didn't lose a game.
Do you think that Colorado will be as successful as Jackson State was?
12-0?
Yes.
No, I don't think they will go 12-0.
And
I'll give them because it took them. So they won back-to-back championships. I don't think he's going to win a championship in the next 2 years, and I don't think he's going to go undefeated in the next 3 years. I think that's extremely unlikely.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if his son is going to be throwing touchdowns left and right like he was. But this is not me hoping that. I don't know.
I completely agree because I don't think they.
I do not know.
I just seen their schedule and I just seen the people that they played. They played a few of the top 10s and got blown out.
I mean,
I know completely.
Colorado's a terrible football team.
No, they are, and that's where I feel like it might be something else where like we're missing because you went to one of the worst football teams in college, like the Pac-12. You got so many other. You could have went to Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon's big time.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. It's football too, so they be like, you don't play the same level of competition, but it's like, bro, the number 1 draft pick a few years ago, Baker Mayfield is considered one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. So you want to talk about facing a certain level of Heisman winning, all that. It don't matter what level you play at. If you can play, you can play, bro.
You can.
It's as simple as that.
I completely agree.
So we're going to see.
On to more football players. You know, we here in Atlanta, and we just had a runoff.
Yeah, we did.
And one of the people that was in the runoff was Hershel Walker.
My man, Hersh. My man's Hersh.
Yeah, that's your man's?
My man's Hersh. What's up, shit?
Yeah, that man's a little special, dog.
He can ball with you.
Oh, okay. You voted? Did you vote for him?
That's private information, my brother. That's private information. But Hershel went against Raphael Warnock.
Definitely. And that was a huge thing here because you know we turned here. We're here. We're not just in Atlanta. Atlanta is a city for us African Americans, us black people, but we live in the state of Georgia, which is a red state. Outside of Atlanta, it gets real iffy. And that was a huge thing. We had a runoff, and Raphael Warnock won.
Raphael did. He beat him out,
and,
man.
And it was getting close because I was watching it live, and it went from Raphael being up about 3 to being tied to being down for half a second. I said, "Oh, well." So
yeah, it was interesting. I know a lot of people. I think politics is an interesting thing because people don't choose politicians based off their campaigns. They typically choose them off who they like and things and the information that they see, like in sound bites and clips.
Yeah, of course, it's everything that they may have seen. I think it's everything that they heard.
Yeah, stuff like that. I actually just watched. I'm watching a documentary right now, and this is actually one of the greatest shits ever. So if y'all know the show Succession on HBO, it's already fast things about just like how business works and the power of companies and influence and running newspapers and media, shit like that, TV stations. So it's a documentary on what many consider to be the greatest media influencer in the history of the world, Rupert Murdoch and his family. And it shows when he moved, he started in Australia, moved to Britain, bought all that shit out, he came to New York. And it shows that he single-handedly, he had all these newspapers on, New York Times, New York Post, Daily Mirror, all this shit, right?
Heard about him a few times.
2 candidates running for the mayor of New York, the mayor of New York City. And a lot of people know this is one of the most famous positions in the country because New York is New York, as far as when it comes to the media.
Is that Giuliano?
Cuomo, years ago.
Okay.
Years ago. The Cuomo family. He was running against a gentleman named Ed Koch. Nobody knew the fuck he was. Everybody knew Cuomo. Because Rupert took a liking to Sir Ed Koch, he powered his newspaper to print favorable headlines about the candidate and disfavorable about the other candidate. And he single-handedly was able to influence the people of New York to vote this man into the mayor's office.
18 million people.
So, point I'm trying to make is the media influences a lot of the decisions you make on a daily basis. So, I know a lot of people saying Hershel can't even talk. He's super dumb in the world, super dumbest candidate we've ever seen. I'm like, I just watched George Bush and Trump go up there and make nonsense for years at a time, and they were president of the country. So I'm not sure if that's the measuring stick you want to use for not voting for somebody at this point.
I mean, and to this point, nobody likes. To me, it's like with politics too. Nobody knows the politics. Half of the people, more than 60, to me, more than 60-70% of people do not know politics. Exactly. Don't understand politics or what's going on next. To me, a lot of people are voting based off of what their family voted off of or what you think is right.
That's a fact, yeah.
And so wherever you live in life or what's going on in your life, you feel like you voting for that. So a lot of people, I remember when Hillary and Trump was going, and people were like, well, I don't like either one, but I'm going to vote for Hillary because lesser of the two evils, or vice versa. Having people who don't know.
Yeah, don't know policies, don't know what they pushing, don't know, yeah.
I mean, I've watched, I sit here on YouTube and, YouTube, you're going to pay me because I'm going to get your premium when you pay me. You watch all of the ads that they had. Yeah. And literally it's paid for by such and such. Yeah. Listen, and all they do is say one good thing about this candidate, say a bad thing about this candidate, or vice versa. Yeah. And that's all it is. It's who has the money, who has the backing, who has enough coof to get out enough to say this person is it. It's same thing with Trump. Had enough to just sway the vote enough, and that's what every candidate all year round, every year to come.
That's why that's where the donations go to. That's why so many millions that goes into advertising and promotions and marketing campaigns, because it's literally just to persuade you. You're not really.
That's all it ever is.
It's not a fact-based thing. It's not a policy-based thing, and a lot of these are just empty promises.
97% of it is empty promises.
Just to get your vote, not that they're going to be asked to deliver anything that they actually said. So I thought it was interesting that people going so hard against Hershel. I didn't know anything about him. I also knew very little about Raphael Warnock, so I could care less. My position is y'all got it. I don't discourage somebody from voting, but whatever. I'm not stressing over that shit.
Yeah, y'all do what y'all does. My only thing is more of the fact of, like you said, it's empty promises. It's a lot of stuff that they're not gonna. And then if you want to get super into politics, you mess around and have a Democratic candidate who's in the House, and then who's there, and then you have the House that's all Republican. Mm-hmm. They'll never pass a bill. Yeah. And vice versa. If you have a Republican who's there, and then the House is all Democrat, you would never. So it's always going to come to a standstill, and you have filibusters that come around, and then there's a bunch of things that go into law. And if you ain't never studied it, then you would never.
Exactly.
You don't know. I studied law for 3 years, and I was like, yo, this is stupid.
It's very corrupt. It's just
extremely.
Then it's a lot of favor for favor stuff. So
it is. I scratch it. Yo, the Democrats and Republicans all work together.
They work in.
I don't think if any of y'all don't know that they all work together.
Yeah.
And then some people just say, "Hey, I'm gonna do this to do this."
They work together to make you think that they are on completely different ends of the spectrum.
Completely agree.
Because it all feeds into whatever they're selling you, whatever they want you to feed into. So.
That's all it is. It's just
But yeah, people. Raphael did take it home, so I know a lot of people are happy about that.
So you know what I mean. Salute to him. You know what I'm saying. Shout out to him.
Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying. But we got anything else, man?
Actually we don't, because we kept it simple today, just for the simple fact of the. Actually, you know what? Something really important.
Okay.
Because now that we sit here and I look at it, and I'm back at home.
Okay.
During the COVID time, right?
Okay.
And it was right before COVID. That the rents.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Between 26 and 41.
Motherfuckers at the crib.
Yo, the rent has soared so high here
Yeah.
in America that ages 26 to 41, about what is it, 18 million people?
18 million folks, yeah.
26 to 41 had to move back home with their parents because of how inflated rent prices are. And that's not just to me, that's not just rent though.
It's
That's
not,
home,
yeah.
that's home prices because of inflation on the interest rates, or just people just taxing their interest rates are low, but now I'm pricing my house from that was 400, 700, 800,000.
Yeah.
Now interest rate, my house may be low, but your interest rate is 14%. You would never afford that.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that's the most fascinating like information I've ever read, because it's like, is it because it's like you can't even speak to people older because a regular job is not sufficient.
It's not, and they in the
It's not
same position
sufficient
that you
anymore,
in.
right.
You'll come out of college and you'll be like, "Yo, I got the." Hypothetically speaking, right? Let's say you come out of college, 18, 19, 20, 20. Come out of college at 21 years old, right? I get a decent job. I'm making, let's say, $65,000. You never made that before. You come out of college, you make your own money, $65,000, and you're like, "Oh, this is great."
Yeah.
But then you got somebody who's like, and you're close with, that's older than you. That's, let's say, 31. They're making $75,000.
Right.
And you be like, "Yo, what should I do?" Da 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 da. They gonna look at you like, "Yo, you may be doing well for you, but hold that thought."
Yeah.
I'm making 10,000 more than you. I'm making this much more than you. I'm at home.
Yeah.
To me, that especially growing up, like my uncle was 10 years older than me. Then my other uncle was 13. They've been out, but it was before things like this hit.
Yeah.
But they had been making it. So now it's like, I can only imagine if this was like, if I just came out now and it's the same world, they'd be like, "Yo,
I'm just graduating college with my degree, and regular college people, I would say working class, they're making like 30,000. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You can't do anything with that. I mean,
30. You know what? 30,000 really equates to about 20
yeah,
after taxes. So
yeah, you can't survive off that. It's just even when like you hear stories about like if I'm watching a documentary or something, and they might say I come from humble beginnings, and I'm like, it don't look so humble to me. Y'all got a house. People don't have houses at this age. People can't afford a home.
facts.
Like, so that struggle even looks different. So it's interesting, because now it's like, okay, it's so many adjustments that you have to make. Because we also got to talk about the rise in consumerism. Like, is it stuff it's cost too much, or are we choosing to buy stuff?
That's
So, yeah, I mean, like, why do we spend so much money? Like, everything is advertised. Social media is made to advertise. It's commercials.
That's all it is.
It's promotion. Everybody you know, look, you might not know nobody around your age with a house, but you know somebody that sell clothes. You know somebody that sell that do lashes, that do all this stuff, to make you buy with a restaurant. They gonna get you to buy something, but can't nobody afford nothing. So what is the real root cause here? You know what I'm saying? It's we got the Kardashians promoting makeup, Rihanna promoting Fenty. Like, everything is just a promotion to get people like us, who was fresh 20-year-olds out of college, to buy everything.
So let me ask you a question, right? We always heard demand and supply, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was always the thing where people demanded, so we supply it. What I think it has reverted, where it's more of we supply it, now y'all demand it.
Facts.
I'm putting it out there. I can have, let's take for example the sneaker game, right? It went from being where
Yeah, that's a fact.
sneaker game to me is one of the biggest things. You went from sneakers on the shelf. You can buy sneakers, whatever sneaker you wanted, on the shelf. Now it's like you can't make enough sneakers.
That's a fact. You're right. That's a great point.
You can't make enough of it, and people, it don't matter what. And then now it comes to a point where now we got to put something for the bots, because you have me buying 700 of these, and I'm upselling them by 300%, and you still buying.
That's crazy, because that speaks to, like, nobody speaks to the other side of being like a genius. So the genius part of our generation is we created so many new markets to make revenue.
Correct.
But we created more markets to make money than people had money to spend. So when the shoe game was at its going crazy, when it used to be regular, you know what I'm saying? You go to the store, everybody lined up for Jordans.
So
I've
seen sneakers on though. Like I remember '09 when the Space Jams came out, they were sitting on the shelf.
Exactly. Go to the store. At worst, they got, now we doing raffles waiting in line. Now everything's online. The market came, I see these people want all these shoes, so I can create a hacker system to buy all these shits. Now everybody has to come.
Now they have to come to me,
and I can inflate the price to set it to whatever I want to.
Because you can no longer go to the store and get it. You
Exactly.
can't just go online and get it. You can't just do what you want and how it used to be. Sit for 3 months and be like, let me go get this sneaker.
And now I'm calculating this shit. I buy all these for $170. I sell them for $400. Or I can make 3 times as much.
Easy.
What you did not calculate was the other side. People are lined up to spend $200
that they don't have.
They don't have $400 to spend. So now it's just an oversaturation. And that's what we left in now. You building all these new apartments that nobody can afford to live in.
Yo, the fact, I remember this, right? I'll take it a few years back. When I was in high school, my mom was paying around, give or take, I think, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 15. And this was in a nice area.
Yeah.
Right?
Facts, yeah.
I went back because those apartments still around or whatever. I went back because I was just looking around for apartments. For a 1 bedroom at that same spot, $18.50, $19. How?
It's ridiculous, bro.
How does that make sense?
It's nothing even reflecting the price jump.
And then my thing was like, okay, y'all renovated, but that don't even show that. It doesn't
equate.
If anything, it should have said that 1 bedroom went from 1,000 to 1,050.
Yeah.
But you go from that 2 bedroom, 2 bath to now in this spot 23. Oh, you were bugged.
And that even goes like, let's even take it down. Pandemic. Every restaurant now is gonna force you to tip.
Yo, they add 20% gratuity no matter what.
No matter what, I'm coming to the restaurant to spend $80. I'm paying $120.
And all the rest, they have it immediately. 20% is added to all checks. No, it's not, it used to be where if you had a party of 6 or more, that's what I thought. I was like, okay. When I saw that, I was confused. I was like, a word? I mean, I'm gonna pay it, but so you want me to give you an extra tip?
Not only that, you go from my entree is going to be $15 to $20. Now we going from $35 to $50. Everywhere, these price gouging is getting out of hand, and y'all not calculating the other side of it, bro. Your business is not going to withstand.
I mean, but
overcharging.
how many of these little, like, think about this, right? Since we're here in Atlanta, where a lot of people, like, you know, especially like black businesses, people cook, do whatever. How many of those businesses we seen fail as well? Because you can't afford it. You go out here and you start your little, your little business of you cooking, right? And you got your little like restaurant, little storefront joint that you buy. Things that we just spent like, you're new to it and we're gonna spend money. Let's say we spend $15, $20 a plate. Now you're charging us $35, $40, $50 a plate. Son, I'm supporting you strength off, you being black and I may know you. Your food ain't even that good, but you spend. That's that.
And that even goes to the other angle of it. You got workers that's not getting paid enough to be there. The quality of the service and food is going down.
It's going
everywhere.
terrible. Yo, Chick-fil-A ain't even the same sometimes.
Chick-fil-A stinking it up. Zaxby's cooked.
Publix, I done went there and I had.
No, you went too far. Now them Publix stubs still go crazy. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I pre-ordered.
The service is.
I pre-ordered. Yeah, the service is.
I agree.
Service is trash.
You're right.
Service is iffy. You
but
get
the food,
there,
you know what I mean?
The food is still. You know what I'm saying? But
you're right. But yeah,
it's like Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A was like the golden standard.
It was. Yeah.
Chick-fil-A and like Publix, those two things are golden standard. Especially like sometimes you forget the food because of how quality the service was.
Yeah.
Especially like with a Chick-fil-A. But now it's like.
I agree.
Now everything is lacking because now I'm not getting paid enough because now Chick-fil-A was my standalone job because I was making enough that I may be a college kid or I may be fresh out and I'm able to make enough to pay for my apartment and I'm cool. I gotta move back home.
Yeah.
I'm not happy to be here and now I'm having a hard time because now I'm still in school and I still gotta do blah or whatever. I can't afford this.
Yeah.
Man, fuck all these people.
Yeah, man, I will say we are in the most fascinating times, I think, in history, man.
I completely agree.
We are one of the most interesting things are just extreme. Everything's extreme. Body types extreme.
Oh my gosh.
Fake scamming is extreme. You know what I mean?
And
The rapping, the violence is extreme. The only thing that's down is the damn movie business.
You know, hold on. You know what's funny about
Only
that?
thing not extreme.
You know
But
what's
the
funny about
streaming is extreme though.
It is. You know, I was talking to my uncle about this, right? To me, the quality of movies and even shows have diminished because of streaming.
Yeah.
Because now you're getting a certain percentage of streaming or whatever. You know it's gonna go automatically gonna go there, right? You know how many movies we done seen 2 weeks later they on the streaming services. So I don't even gotta pay for it. I already paid for this, so they're getting their money. But take for example, we talked about this. Wasn't a fan of not that I wasn't a fan. The first Black Panther was cool.
Yeah.
But to me, the second one was, to me, it lacked.
Okay.
And to me, that's because it diminished. Because I feel like in a few, that shit's gonna be on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's with a lot of shows, a lot of different things. Just because I know what I'm gonna get on the back end because it's gonna be streamed for people who didn't go to the movies. You already pay for this. You're gonna watch my shit.
Yeah.
And so now I don't have to put as much effort into it to be like, damn, now I gotta really have these reviews in the movie theaters. I gotta really have the reviews from somebody else saying something like, if you see it before me, you're gonna tell me and be like, yo, this was it or this wasn't. Imagine like when a good movie came out and your friends ain't see that shit. You like, yo,
exactly.
That shit was fucking
I need to
phenomenal.
go. I'm stressing because folks thought, that's a fact.
Yeah, like people were like, I remember at one point like on Twitter, people wouldn't get on Twitter because people would spoil you movies.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm not getting on Twitter. Hey, yo, if you on my Twitter, don't spoil you that shit. I'm blocking
That's
you.
a fact,
Da. Now it's like you going to see like, oh shit, what they talking about for Black Panther?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, if I'm bored enough, I'll go see it.
Yeah, and
maybe
if I want to
go
just
see
choose that to read that over actually watch the movie. Yeah.
Exactly, and it's to the point where like I almost rather experience this movie theater than the movie. I'm having a movie theater.
I'm just
experience.
looking for something to watch that's decent because I just haven't been to the movies.
Yeah, like they got new movie theaters out that's like doing all this other shit. So I'm just like, let me experience this movie. But hold on, this movie theater's fire. So let me go here to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, we in a interesting time, man. This is it's really do or die right now. Survival of the fittest. I mean, you gotta find a way. You gotta make some adjustments. You gotta be determined because it's not enough just to be average. To be average is the struggle right now. I mean,
boy, to be
average,
to be slightly above average, you barely making it.
Yeah, you paycheck to paycheck. So yeah, be smarter with your money. I mean, we can't spend like we used to.
We can't.
I mean, don't unfollow all these advertisements. Stop being fooled by all these new restaurant pop-ups, these new businesses, ventures.
Let me say,
you're gonna spend $200 and you're gonna be crying when the first come.
Fuck with that. Stop following all of these people that have the means and no obligations like you do. Stop thinking that these couple goals, these celebrity, these aren't the people that you should be looking up to.
Yeah, man.
Look up to the people that's been hard working and had to go through a little struggle and face adversity that came out and said, yo, I was able to do X, Y, and Z and really build myself up to get to this point and continue there. Because, I mean, you think about this, when we went through COVID the first time, there was doctors out of jobs.
There's a lot of people out of jobs.
So my thing is, like, you looking at niggas who got 47 chains on, spend $100,000 like nothing, and you be like, oh, man, I got to... There's not a lot of people doing that.
Nah.
That's why it's called the 1%.
Yeah, we definitely got to get out of this distorted reality, man. You need to... If you want to follow anybody, follow somebody that's going to teach you how to, get where you want to get to. You know what I mean? Stop following people that's showing you where you want to be and thinking you need to be there by next week. It doesn't work like that. It's a process to everything. I mean, you don't play basketball one day and try out for the NBA next week. It takes years, it takes work, it takes studying and research, and you got to put some type of disciplinary
Most of y'all can't make the pro-am.
To it. So, yeah, man, we in a distorted reality, man. Be careful because all this consumerism that we got into came back to haunt us. The jobs is not paying like that.
They're not.
Your business is not paying like that.
They're not.
Hey, we gotta do better. You know what I'm saying? It's time to make some adjustments. We gotta press the reset button.
Facts.
And start from the ground up and build ourselves back up.
Completely agree. And on that note, man, you know what I'm saying? Follow, like, subscribe.
Subscribe, man. On the road to 1,000.
We are
1,000 subscribers, man. We at 319 right now.
Yo, once we get to 1,000, I'm gonna put this on the plate real quick. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Facts,
gonna hold him to it, right? Once we get to 1,000, we changing up the scenery. We gonna go to a few places. We gonna add more people. It's always gonna be us, but once we get to 1,000,
more guests involved, and definitely, man, let us know if y'all want to be on the show. Let us know any suggestions y'all want to hear about, anything of that nature. You know what I'm saying?
Anybody, you know what I'm saying? Holler at us, especially if you know us. Throw us a text, man. Let us know.
Thank you to our subscribers, and thank you to everybody that leaves the comments. We love the interaction. We appreciate all of it.
It is.
This takes consistency and dedication, just like we talking about. So this is not just us talking, preaching this, and practicing what we preach too. So
and that's what everything in life, man. You know what I'm saying? Take
Facts,
consistency
man.
and dedication, man, at all times, man.
Facts, man. Better left unsaid, show, man. See y'all next week.
Yes, sir.